Why can't you see? So locate, stand straight, and take aim. Let's gun is in my hands now, and I can't pull the trigger. I aim and then I fall down to my knees. The bullet's in my hand now, and I can't load the chamber. Is this what you'll remember of me? Remember carefully. The gun is in my hands now, and I can't pull the trigger. I aim and then I fall down to my knees. The bullet's in my hand now, and I can't load the chamber. Is this what you'll remember of me? The gun is in my Is this what you'll remember of me? The gun is in my Is this what you'll remember of me? Remember carefully.
Welcome back, everybody. Friday night Winston Cup racing at FSB. I'm your host, Shawn Reap, and my partner Milt Mentor running a little late. Should be along shortly. But for tonight, gonna be flying solo for a little bit here at the Monster Mile. One of my favorite tracks. Kind of wish I was out there with him. Thought about setting up to drive there when I heard Milty was running late, but he'll be along. And on the pole, look at that. Ed Finley, your surprise pole winner there. I think that might be his first pole of the season here on a Friday night. Strong effort for the number 80 Fire Chicken there. Slim Jim Gately returns to us there with the outside pole. It's the 23 P2. Hey there, Barrett, checking in the chat. Dan Irvine and Rick Johnson make up row 2, and when you're at Dover, I mean, Rick Johnson is the king of concrete, so he's your easy pick right now. I know if Jim Ray, the FSB founder, is watching, he was going to pick Rick Johnson whether he was in this race or not. There he is. There he is, Jim. Rick Johnson's out there. And moving right along here, we got Rick Castle, also a strong qualifying run there. Puts P5, Matt Watkins in the 35 car. Your points leader, Ken Hansen. You see they're on track, taking some practice laps with Brad Otto. Puts it 7th, Steve Weber 8th, and Dennis Chambers 9th, and Johnny Doucette rounding out your top 10 there. Is Phil Warmer here? I think the Farmers, if I'm not mistaken, Oh yeah, there he is. Will Farmer's 21st on the grid. Maybe that's next week they're traveling. Or maybe that was last week. Who knows? I can't keep track of myself. Rounding out your field there, Rick Bisconner, Sam Young, strong run there, looking to get back into the swing of things now he's got the new wheel working. That's the 98 car 12th spot. Tower, Jeff Havoc in the 101, starts lucky 13th. We got a default car out there for the 97. It's a newcomer, Andy Johnson. You see him 25th on the grid. Ryan Johnson, your series admin, starts in the 59 car in 14th. Bill Farmer, Dan Jones, the Canadian Bond. Brad Otto, your last car to turn qualifying time, starts at 17th. Then you got John Palmer, T.G. Reese, Will Farmer, Chet Barkin, Pops Margison, Bob Dixon, the aforementioned Andy Johnson, and I don't know if Den's running tonight. But if he is, he gets the 27th spot. And there you go, you have about 25 cars tonight at least. So I'm at Cody H Gaming's live. I don't know who that is, but he was here in practice at least. And there is Rick Johnson, your Dover. Oh, there's Will Farmer taking a practice to pit entry, and that's. I see Will Farmer missed pit road entirely, and he's come back around to try again. That's very crucial. Very crucial. Yeah, it's kind of redundant, but that's a big thing here at Dover. You wear those tires out, coming in on the concrete surface, switching to asphalt. You got a blind and tight pit entry there. As you see Phil Warmer take another shot at it, makes it that time. The end of pit wall, ever-present danger. 35 mile per hour speed limit on this 1 mile track. Feels like you're crawling the whole way. You see your pole setter Ed Finley knock the right side of that car in a little bit out there practicing in happy hour. That's something that can happen tonight, and you don't want that. That will definitely... We have a surprise guest in the booth, Dan Jones, the Canadian Bond, announcing his presence with a little
How
Bond
you doing,
music. How you doing, buddy? You ready to take on the monster?
Oh my God, am I ever?
I can't remember. Do you actually like this place?
No, I hate it.
All right. Well then,
Just to be honest with you, but I don't spin. It seems like a tight, a good setup. So I'm just gonna see if I can hang in there till the end.
well, if you're look at Bill Farmer demonstrates what I was talking about with the pit road entry. Almost nails pit wall. Looks like he clipped Rick Bisconner too. You can see lots of cars coming into practice here. Andy Johnson, 124 Rick Castle, Brad Otto, Pops Margison. Everybody's practicing pits because, man, everybody knows how crucial it is here. Did you run? Oh my goodness, Bisconner went in way too fast there.
Yeah, I practiced that one too for sure. It's gonna be tough. Green flag's gonna be a tough one for sure.
Did you? I can't remember. Did you run the chicken run Tuesday, Dan?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I forgot to switch the pace car over, so it's still the mystery machine on the broadcast tonight, but it was popular last week, so we'll roll with it. Yeah, I had a great run myself in the chicken run. Ran second to Rick Johnson, who was just checked out on us all, and setup was fantastic. I thought it was really tight when I entered the practice, but as it went on, it was just very stable. Good tire wear, and you can race in this setup. You can make passes on the outside. I made a couple of passes that way. You know, not just lap cars, but competitive passes on the outside. If you set it up and work on it a couple laps. So it should be Should be good long run set. We should see nice long green stretches if everybody can just get settled out here. Get into a groove.
Drivers,
And you do not want to start in first gear, ever, at Dover. So hopefully everybody remembers that.
I'm sure there's going to be the odd one that forgets.
There is. Did Ryan mention it in the driver's meeting?
No, he did not, actually.
Uh-oh, that could be interesting. Yeah, I always try to remember to throw a reminder of that out during the truck race driver's meetings. This is the point where we'd usually do predictions, and really, there's no other prediction to be made. It's who is going to run second to Rick Johnson if he doesn't have a problem.
I was going to choose Matt Watkins just to be the wild card.
Matt Watkins is no wild card. That's the GOAT right there. And if anybody's got something for the 52, I'd say Matt Watkins is a good choice. I'm going to go with Dennis Chambers in the 10 car. He's starting a little further back in the field than you expect. But he's a smart one. He's a real calculating, patient driver like Rick Johnson himself. And the Mystery Machine has pulled off, and we are green, folks. Got the boss Sam Young in chat. Kim Wright checking in on her. Hey, I understand Kim might be joining us soon there. I know Jeff's got a new computer. You have to bug him to set you up there, Kim. And we got a clean start here. Everybody just falling into a groove. Mama Gately checking in on her boy Slim, who's already looking to make moves to the front. There he is under Ed Finley already, coming off 4. Yeah, as mentioned briefly before. Oh, Chet Barkin having problems again with something going wrong there, where he's slow on the bottom with that Richard Petty 200 to win paint scheme. I forgot to fix the ticker for positions 16 through 20, so let's see if I can do that without crashing my main screen here. As again, Slim Jim Gately has taken the lead and is setting the pace with Ed Finley in the 80 car and Rick Johnson in the 52 right behind him. Alright, Kim's gonna bug Jeff, and I managed to fix the ticker. Oh, Matt Watkins is all by himself. Back of the pack here. It looks like a lap down. Did he miss the start of the race? Yeah, Matt Watkins showing 1 lap down. So that's an interesting wrinkle, but if anybody can dig in and recover from that, it's Matt Watkins in that 35 car. I think I've mentioned it before on a broadcast, but I've seen him literally out of gas, turned sideways so he couldn't maneuver the car himself, outside of his pit box, get bumped into his stall by his teammates so he could get service, came back, and won the darn race. And that was the point where I just realized you just can't compete with that. Pops Margson out there in the 99 Scotch Blue Ford. He always grumbles about how he hates pretty much every track, but I think he actually likes this one. Always runs well here at Dover. And there's the dog and his number 108 AMC. Really impressed with the patience everybody's shown so far. Everybody knows what it takes to get around this place. Keep the car under you, keep the tires under you, and not knock that right side off, and pit stops will really separate the field. Now, well, these are truck physics, so the draft has an effect, and Chet Barkin is still very slow on the apron. I believe he was having frame rate issues before. I wonder if that's happening again tonight. I mean, he's got a very strong system. I think he's got a GTX 1080, maybe even a 1080 Ti, which is a really good graphics card if you don't know. And for some reason he's having frame rate issues suddenly. I think something changed in the drivers for the video cards. We're still trying to sort it out. It's real unfortunate for the 68 car. And there's Jeff Habak in the 101. Oh, catches a little apron and swings wide. Hangs onto it and lets the 53 of TG Reese go. Ken Hansen, probably glad to be someplace that's not a road course or a super speedway. Leave these ovals with tire management kind of suit his style quite a bit better. Here's Will Farmer, fellow Jersey boy, out there in the 95 Rusty's machine. As I mentioned on Tuesday night in the Chicken Run, which is kind of a warm-up series for this series, we run the same track, same setup, just half the distance. He was very strong in that race. Him and I raced really hard for second place, as Rick Johnson was untouchable. Big old gaggle of cars in front of him. He's got to blow it up to keep off Sam Young there. Let's get on board young Will Farmer here as he watches all these battles in front of him. You see he's just hugging the bottom. It looks like Ryan Johnson looking low under the 007. Dan gives him the room, but 59 just could not hold the bottom, swings back up high again. Meanwhile, Slim Jim just continues to pace the field with Ed Finley hanging right there in between Rick Johnson and Slim Jim. I think Ed knows if you pass one of these two guys early in the race, you're probably making a mistake. You're probably going too fast, so he's just going to hang out and learn the pace from these two. And there you get on the inset. There is the battle we're riding on board with, so you can see two perspectives on it. Oh, almost three wide there as both Ryan Johnson and Sam Young wash up the track. Looks like Will Farmer will try to... I thought he was going to try and help Sam there to get by Ryan. Looks like Sam will finally complete that pass and bring Mo Farmer along with him. And oh, not so fast. You see the run that 59 gets off the high side. You see what the hard part of passing here is. The car on the high side can keep the momentum up, and the car on the bottom, they just can't get in the throttle coming off the corner unless they risk pushing up into the car on the outside. There's just not a lot of grip down on the bottom exiting the corner. Meanwhile, that battle has settled down. Still, tight pack of cars there. Dan Jones has to check up to keep off 58, and that's going to give the 98 of Sam Young a run on him. Oh, man, that was close. Could have crushed a beer can between those two. You see, that just killed the 007's momentum, and that'll get the 98 and the 95 by him, but the crossover move, no, he's not quite there. Well, as you'll see here, Rick Johnson has dropped back 2 seconds on Slim Jim Gately and Ed Finley. And I think he's got them right where he wants them. Yeah, you can go over 40 laps here on fuel and tires. So look for this to be about assuming no cautions, you'd get a 3-stop race. You don't want to knock the shiny off the tires early. You want to be strong late in the run. That's what Rick Johnson knows. And he's just letting those guys set a pace up there. Oh, that battle. Back around 10th place back. Still pretty hot back there. Sam Young looking to make some more moves. Looks under the 58. Doesn't have the bumper there. Has to back out of it. 58 still moved up the track and looks like he'll let him go on the backstretch. Taking the 95 and the 007 with him, perhaps. You know, Ed Finley seems to have saved up a little bit of tire there and is looking pretty racy on Professor Slim Jim Gately. You know, I think I was mistaken there in final practice. It's just the flame job on the side of that 80 car. It made me think, perhaps, that Ed had hit the wall. See, those flames kind of look like the car came pre-scuffed. Ed's looking for a way around, but it's just not quite getting the run he needs. As I catch the lap traffic of newcomer, keep wanting to say Andy Houston, Andy Johnson, the 97. Andy Houston ran the 96 back in about 2000, 2001 era. In the real deal, of course. Looks like Sam Young. Yeah, did he pass the 98 and then get crossed back over, or is he trying to make the move on the outside? I wasn't looking at the right side here. Either way, he was to the outside of the 58, and now that's got the 95 to his inside. I've been staying on this battle quite a while, but it is the Hot and heavy action on the track right now. Gotta be closing in on pit stops probably in the next 7 to 10 laps. Whoa, we got sideways there in the 98 car. Right across 007's nose, but Dan Jones is able to check up and stay out of it. But you see, again, the momentum cost. It's going to get the 9 car, possibly the 59 car back around him. Ed Finley looking low on Slim Jim. Can't quite get there before turn 1. Well, 59 still working on the 007. Possibly bringing the 53 along with him. That's T.G. Reese and the Skull Bandit out there. And Rick Johnson has allowed the gap to almost reach 3 seconds as Slim Jim's going to move up and let Ed Finley by. Chet Barkin hitting pit road many, many laps down. Settled in here, and I imagine fairly soon we'll be seeing some cars hitting pit road. Here, we'll set up your pit lane camera and see if we catch who comes in first. Slim Jim Gately has resumed the lead and is starting to stretch it out on Ed Finley. Alright, I see. I believe that was Rick Johnson just hit pit road. Several cars on pit road, in fact. Okay, yeah, that's Ed Finley and Rick Johnson on pit road now here at lap 43. You see Matt Watkins trying to get all he can get out of this. He needs a caution badly. See several more cars on pit road. I think I saw Will Farmer. Here comes Slim Jim. 23 car slides the tires on a pit road. Ooh, he missed the wall, but I don't know if he got to speed there. That's going to be close. We have to watch the scanner for a penalty on Slim Jim. There you see as Slim pulls in, the Farmer family rolling out together. Family that pits together stays together. Rick Johnson and Ed Finley done with their service, and they came out right together. And Rick Johnson pitted from several seconds back. It tells you probably got a much better pit in and out. I believe I saw Bob Dixon rolling down pit road there. Will Farmer back in. Oh, a penalty on the 95. Sam Young trying to make it with Dan Jones right next to him, side by side. There's Steve Weber, Pops Margison. So Dan Irvine, Dennis Chambers, Rick Castle, Skoner, Hansen, Johnson. I think those are your guys who haven't pitted yet. Here comes TG Reese. Got Pops. Busy pit road right here. You see Dan Irvine rolls in for his service. Dan Irvine pitting from 5th spot here. I'm trying to find Dennis Chambers, and there he is. Oh, we got cars around. Cars around off turn 4 trying to pit. Caution is out. This is exactly what Dennis Chambers was banking on. 58 car. Johnny Doucette. Now, looks like he tried to let a couple cars get their laps back at the line there, but it was to no avail. He got there before them. Oh, this really changes everything. This is why Dennis was banking on, was staying out there and banking on this caution, because if caution comes out in the middle of pit sequence, that's going to trap a lot of cars a lap down. I mean, look at all those cars that are down. Johnny Doucette, Jim Gately, Dan Irvine, Rick Johnson, Ed Finley. Everybody I've talked about being up front today, they're already down a lap. And there's Dennis Chambers, just sitting pretty on his own lap. Well, not entirely his own. He's got a few. Top 5 appear to be the only cars left on the lead lap. Now, assuming Johnny Doucette was not the cause of that caution, he should be your lucky dog. I'm going to go backtrack this a little bit and find what the cause of our caution was here while we watch the 10 car get his service under caution. Well, while the standard rule of we don't make the absolute call up here in the booth, I think this one speaks for itself, and I'd say Johnny Doucette was not the cause here. See, he was coming in for his service, and either 43 didn't get on the brakes quite soon enough, or didn't see the message, and just sends him around. Good news for Johnny, I don't think he hit very hard. Should probably have very minimal, if any, damage from that. And if he's the lucky dog recipient, then that actually might have been a blessing in disguise. I'm looking over his car. He may have a little bit of right side damage. I don't know if that was pre-existing or part of the wreck. Either way, he'll get to come in and fix that now. Dan Jones back up in the booth. Dan, you got yourself in a bit of a pickle there with being caught down a lap. Are you gonna stay out and get tail end, or try and race for the lucky dog?
I think I'll stay out and race for the lucky dog, see what happens here.
Got you there. Yeah, I mean, you were just in a couple laps ago, so you've only got a few laps on the tires, but that's pretty significant here. The good news is that you're gonna have a whole lot of cars doing what you're doing here.
Yeah, I got 1 lap on these tires, so I think I'm good.
And meanwhile, Dennis Chambers, Ken Hansen, they're coming in the top off. I mean, they know they're in a good spot here, so I'd probably do the same. It was just, I found the source of the caution there, Dan. It was someone getting into someone else coming into pits, probably either didn't see the pit message or was trying to come in with them and didn't get woed up in time, but that's what threw a monkey wrench in your plans there, I'm afraid. I mean, you got Rick Johnson, Ed Finley, Johnny Doucette, Jim Gately, all these guys are trapped a lap down with you. Only 5 cars. They're truly on the lead lap are Rick Biscona, Ryan Johnson, John Palmer, Dennis Chambers, and Ken Hansen. Dan Irvine's your first tail end car. Dan Irvine there. Rick Castle, Bill Farmer. Looks like you're still a lap down after staying out. So you went 2 down in that?
I guess so, yes.
It's always chaos when caution comes out during the pit cycle, but we're lined up double file. Looks like we're about ready to go back to green here. Matt Watkins just cutting through traffic like a knife there. Rick Johnson looking for a way around the 68. And Rick Johnson is currently sitting in that lucky dog catbird seat. Oh, Chet barking loose on the bottom right in front of Ed. Everybody saves it. Wow. That was almost the caution that the 52 car was looking for. Sam Young having an issue, stuck up along the wall in the front stretch, letting cars by. Now he was looking forward to a good run tonight. I believe he won this race last time he started at Dover on a Friday. Not looking good for him tonight so far. That's still a long way to go, not even halfway yet. Trying to find our leader, Rick Biscona, in all this mess. As Andy Johnson fights that 97 car. Andy Johnson is making his FSB debut tonight, so no pressure, Andy, but you're live. It's like whatever was plaguing Chet Barkin has been remedied, and he is up to speed. It's good to see, but he is many, many laps down. You see Matt Watkins, who's probably still trapped a lap down, if not more, after all that. 2 laps down for Matt Watkins in 35. There's your leader. He is in a mess of traffic. Lap down cars all around him. He slides up the hill, lets a few go. Oh, we are under caution. That's why he's letting him go. He's doing the sportsmanly thing, letting them get their lap back the old way. Ooh, he may have been able to let Rick Johnson get his back there too. That could be a mistake, although he was in the lucky dog spot anyway, so no big deal, right? Nope, looks like those guys are being told to stay behind the 109, so that's going to make Rick Johnson your lucky dog, keeping Ed Finley as your first car lap down. I do believe I've found the source of our yellow here. See, the 97 just got in kind of low, wiggled, and 68 got the short end of that, shortened up the back end of that Pontiac. Real rough night again for the STP Pontiac of Chet Barkin. That played into the plans of a large portion of the field here. I'm going to have to wait until we're lined up to go green before I'm sure who's actually on the lead lap, who's tail end. I'm pretty sure Lucky Dog was Rick Johnson, so he's going to be back on the lead lap. I'm thinking we're going to have 10 cars on the lead lap. Rick Bisconer still in the lead, Ryan Johnson second, and Slim Jim Gately back up to third through all this. And there we have the camera focused on the 109 STP Maserati of Rick Bisconer. Certainly the only Maserati in the field tonight, but not the only foreign car. Even though there were no... there was only Chevy, Ford, Buick, Pontiac, and Oldsmobile in 1988. There you go. Matt Watkins running that not quite 1988 Camry there. It's got the modern Toyota logo. Well, Rick Johnson has taken his end of longest line for the Lucky Dog, so there you go, you see them passing him by. I see Steve Weber's got that Camry too. The lights are out atop the Mystery Machine. There you can see the only problem I have with this this van I took from another mod. It uses the window shiny map from the cars, which is fine from the 55 Dirt mod because there's no window detail on it, but there is on the Aero88 windows. And it leaves these weird artifacts. So I'll switch this over to a Camaro Z28 next week if I remember. You see Rick Bisconer in the 109. It's ready to take him back to green with Will Farmer, first car lap down on the inside. Barely clears the 95 into turn 1. That was a risky move. Pull from the lead, I'd have to say. Actually, now that I look at it, Will Farmer is not the first car lap down. So he's 2 down. He was just the first car on the inside line. Your first car lap down is right behind him, the number 80 Fire Chicken of Ed Finley. Yes, I know it's a Firebird. It's just so much fun to say Fire Chicken. Chet Barkin is slow on the apron again. And we're under caution again. We can get long green flag runs here at Dover, but also, just like anywhere else, cautions breed cautions, and A lot of cars being laps down breeds desperation sometimes. It would appear, oh my, yep, the source of the caution is the 68, who I saw slow on the apron. We saw that he got his back end shortened up through no real fault of his own a few minutes ago, and well, that can make the car rather, these are truck physics, kind of loose. And as we'll see, he just gets into turn 1, the first lap up to speed, and it looped on him. And rear end damage can do that to you. And even with just a few laps under green, and so few cars on the lead lap, you'll see all these guys come to pit road and get tires. You can never have enough tire here at Dover. But this is going to open up some strategy calls on the rest of those cars that were 1 lap or 2 laps down. They could stay out and get tail end, like we saw a lot of cars do on the first restart. Cars that are 2 laps down can get themselves into the 1 lap down spot by also starting tail end, and then hopefully catch the lucky dog. Dan Irvine, who was on the lead lap, is apparently going to stay out and inherit the lead. Will Farmer texting and driving there, checking in the chat. Giving a shout out to Rick Biscuit, I guess, for getting him a lap back. And you see there is young Will Farmer getting pit service. Oh, look at him, he's got an empty stall in front of him, because that green guy sticking out his tongue, that's my pit board. So you're welcome for that too, Will. Yeah, obviously I have to have a car selected to, you know, with my number and everything to join, so as not to mess with anyone else's number, and because I'm in the server, I'm technically eligible to click drive right now. It puts my pit crew on pit road with all the other cars that didn't qualify. Yeah, that we're taking provisionals and starting in the back. So let me find our leader in all this mess. And there he is. He's going to have 2 cars in front of him on this restart, the 35 Matt Watkins and the 53. Those are the 2 numbers are the inverse of each other. 53 of T.G. Reese. T.G. Reese is positionally behind Matt Watkins too. They're both now tail end of the lead lap. So this is to try and get them back on the lead lap. Milt Minter Jr. checking in to the YouTube chat, and I see his helicopter has landed. He's in the lobby.
What's shaking, Bacon?
Hey, the monster is in the monster. How you doing, Milty? You gonna be able to get in?
Well, I'm watching it on the feed right now.
If you use the extra special password, you can get into the race server.
Yeah, could you text that to me?
Will do, and we're back to green. Again, Matt Watkins and T.G. Reese leading that outside line. Dan Irvine, the leader, behind him. Ooh, Brad Otto gets some apron on the bottom, and we're going to be 3 wide down the backstretch. 007 and Dan Irvine. Dan and Dan splitting Brad. And that was some drama on the start. Alright, let me get that That magic word texted over to Milty there.
I'm going to bring Milt up and take care of it. Take care of it right now.
All right. Thank you, Sammy.
Cool.
All right, so we got side by side up here. We got Will Farmer working his way through traffic and trying to get into that lucky dog spot on your right, and Dan Irvine just hanging on, letting those tail end cars lead the way.
Shoot.
'80th Ed Finley is back on the lead lap and making moves. He gets around Ryan Johnson in the 59 car. Dan Jones currently sitting. Oh, I saw the little stutter. That means Milty has connected. But Dan Jones sitting pretty in the lucky dog spot there behind Dan Irvine. Just content to follow through there. The 101 of Jeff Havoc has started to show some warpage in front of Will Farmer. Center the right side camera there on the 52 of Rick Johnson. Again, back on the lead lap. He's currently scored in the 7th spot. Looking to get through this traffic and just get to cruising as he does around here. Thanks again for joining us, Milty. I know you were working late and on the road when I texted you before.
Yeah, heading back from San Luis Obispo, California. Well, Dover used to be one of my worst tracks, and then became one of my favorites.
Yeah,
All
I think
about being smooth, boy.
I think I'd have to agree there. I didn't really have a handle on it. It's funny, I always have loved Bristol. Bristol's my absolute favorite track. And people are like, oh, you must be good at Dover too. They're both concrete. And I wasn't good at Dover at the start of my sim racing career, if you want to call it that. I had to learn tire management. That's what it comes down to. And now those tire management tracks are my specialty. I considered getting out there myself when I heard you were going to be late. Do a driving stream. I think. Did I see someone heading for pit road there? Or was that just an outside pass? Yeah, this place just chews up the
Nobody
tires
on
and
pit
spits them
road.
out. Okay, must have just been an outside pass while the camera was changing. I'm watching 4 monitors at once when I do this, so sometimes I see phantoms.
Be a new driver out there, Andy Johnson in the 97.
Absolutely, making his
21.
making his FSB and Winston Cup debut here. He got caught up in one little scuffle, but otherwise acquitting himself well and just turning laps, getting the seat time. I was talking in the intro, Milty, I drove this setup Tuesday night. It's a little different than we used to run here at Dover. It's a little tighter at the start, but man, it just wears in beautifully, and you get great tire wear. And we made green flag pit stops, and I finished the race with tires that were still green. They didn't turn yellow at all on me, and that was racing hard for second place too. Whew.
Well, the homeboys here, Rick Johnson, I've seen pictures he showed me of him as a kid standing by the fence
Yeah, Rick Johnson grew up
over
around
the
here.
river.
Lives in Pennsylvania now, I believe, but grew up around Dover.
Well, he's trying to play the drums on Kachinga there, Will Farmer.
Yeah, Will Farmer is still a lap down. He got
and
caught
he
up.
makes that pass.
Yeah. It's hard to stay in the 52's way for too long there.
Well, this is one of his best tracks, and what he likes to do is kind of hang back for a while, and then later in the run, use that tire wear skills that he has, and just outclass the field. And I've seen him do it so many times, and a lot of times to me. Ed Finley in the smoking the Bandit car there.
Yeah, Ed Finley, that's your pole setter tonight.
He's 6.
Yeah, he's been up front most of the night. Got caught up a lap down on the first caution, but he's got himself back and worked his way back up.
Slim Jim Gately here too. Cool.
Yeah, Slim Jim's making the start tonight. He started on the outside pole. Mama Gately's watching on YouTube.
Guess he got tired of having all that fun fishing and relaxing.
If only that was the case. I know he's been working hard, so it's good to see him make it out here on a Friday night.
Yeah, I know that feeling, but thank God for work. Dennis Chambers, the P2. Jim Salad. He's tossing some salad right now.
Oh. There you have it, folks. It's 58 minutes and 57 seconds into the broadcast. We have a Miltism.
I'm on my first beer, too, so I'm going to have to work at it here. These guys are all spread out. Dan Irvine running the show here, and Matt Watkins wants to get back on that lead lap or get that lucky dog, looks like.
Yeah, Matt Watkins missed
What
the
happened
start
to
of the
him?
race somehow. I don't know why or what happened there, but he had to come in after the green flag and started the race 2 laps down. He's got himself now into the tail end of the lead lap.
Seen him do it before.
I've seen him do more than that before. Let's give a shout to your series sponsor there, Bill Farmer, in that 06 car. Having a great run at one of the 15 or so home tracks they say us Jersey boys have. Depends on who you ask. But Dover is it's closer to him than it is to me.
You from
Where I am.
Jersey? I'm from Jersey.
Yeah, nobody talks like that. But Bill Farmer there surrenders P5 to teammate Ed Finley.
Side by side, here comes the 007.
Yeah, Dan Jones found himself caught a lap down earlier. Still is. He's there in 13th spot.
Well, Matt would like a caution about right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt had to stay out there on slightly older tires and try and get these laps back, or at least get him in position, try and catch a caution. He's starting to pay for it now. And that does put Dan Jones and the 007 into the lucky dog position. That's just where he needs to be right now. I'd say if I'm him, I just follow that 10 car, because Dennis Chambers, he's another one of those guys. He just takes care of his stuff, doesn't make mistakes. Nice and smooth. He was one of the guys that stayed out on the first run, had not pitted when the caution came out. Yeah,
35, green flag stop.
That's a good move, actually, because he can't hold these guys off for the lucky dog spot because of his older tires. And oh, Chet Barkin gets loose right across the nose of the 27. That is going to seriously cost Matt Watkins, but is exactly what the 007 needed to see.
Caution.
Caution on the speedway. 35 Matt Watkins just cannot buy luck tonight.
Ugh.
He may be the GOAT, but it feels like a different kind tonight.
Help me.
That was the fly, dude.
No, that was help me. Help me.
Matt Watkins currently only shown 1 lap down. I think it just hasn't updated yet.
Could he get the lucky dog?
No, he will not. Lucky dog is going to be Dan Jones.
Yeehaw!
Bark like a dog for me.
Woof woof. Hey, what does a woof sound like in Canadian?
Polite.
A very polite woof. Woof?
Woof, eh?
Yeah,
we're
woof,
joined again by my teammate and friend here, Dan Jones, and he is the lucky dog.
So I just
strategy.
speed through the pits.
Yep, speed through the pits, get yourself that end of longest line, and yeah, you're right back in it, man. Good job.
Wow, that was a lot of work.
Yeah, it looks like Matt Watkins may be retiring. He is. Oh, he's trying to get lined up right. Oh, he's okay. He's probably got some confusion as to where he needs to be because he was on pit road when the caution came out.
All right.
I'm confused.
That's just any day that ends with Y there, Milty.
Well, they all end with Y.
Let's take a look again here at what
Crown Royal
happened.
car was cruising there, and so we'll see where he goes. Go ahead.
Alright, so we got the 68 Chet Barkin again with that bashed up rear end. Car is just loose. He came off the corner, trying to catch it, gets it going straight, doesn't realize that he's 3 wide until it's too late, and just came up across the leader at the time, Dan Irvine's nose. Again, just a rough night for Chet Barkin.
Oh, that is just horrible for the leader.
Yeah, I don't know if he took much, if any, damage in that. He's still...
Well, he had to have some damage.
Yeah, he had a pretty long pit stop. You see, he's fallen back to 8th place. So he must have taken some time to fix damage on that.
That's the last thing Chet wanted to do, but bummer.
So
Matt Watkins, where's he? Wow, how's this gonna sort out here?
Well, he was on pit road when the caution came out. He is being shown the first car lap down. Oh no, not the first car lap down. Being shown 1 lap down. I think he might actually be 2, technically.
I think he's
He crossed the line there just a little bit ahead of the 10 as they lined up. So I think he's actually 2 laps down, but tail end of the 2nd lap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's currently showing him 1 lap down.
Currently showing him 1 lap down, but cars who are
Let's
only 1
see
lap
when they
down are
cross the
behind
line.
him.
Huh.
Like, Will Farmer's 1 lap down, but he's behind him on the track.
I think I seen Scooby throw a Scooby snack out to him there. Matt was getting a little hungry. Here we go, Rat. Here we go. Lights are out.
Lights are out, Mystery Machine pulling in.
Like, Scoob, like, let's eat some pizza, man.
I think once we cross the line, we are going to see the 35 jump to 2 laps down. No, he's going to
boy.
stay out in front and power move there.
Yeah,
He's
he is 2 laps down.
but he's going to move back to 1 lap down with that move.
Fresh tires. This is Matt Watkins. He can flip that switch, and I guarantee you they're going to have a hard time getting around him.
Well, he's going to run the wheels off that thing because that's what he needs to do right now. He needs to catch a caution while he's out in front of all the other lapped cars. And, get himself to where he can fight for the lucky dog.
The Nintendo car here. Super Mario Brothers. Man, I used to dig that game.
Oh yeah,
They-
that's serious old school right there.
About 7 days, folks. 7 days till Ford versus Ferrari.
I know Milty was sending me all kinds of stuff on that movie.
I've been sending everybody I got a text phone number to. I'm just so, man, that just, my parents were in the middle of a lot of that stuff. I mean, all those scenes you see in the trailers, those are all at Willow Springs, where I practically grew up as a kid testing, and I'm so fired up. And we got to talk about a battle here. We got Ford, Chevys, Pontiacs. Pontiac. Ed Finley right in the mix there. We've just seen a steady improvement of his longevity in these races. Of course, every time I talk about Ed, I jinx him.
Yeah, let's not do that. He deserves a good run. He's been working hard. He's been
But
improving
I'm a
steadily.
talker, man. That's what I'm here for. Tight quarters here. As with only 54 laps left, these guys are starting to realize to win this race, they got to do something.
Yeah, Ben's is
And
picking
here
up.
comes the 52. He gets by Steve Weber, the big cactus. No more laying about for Mr. 7-time there. 7-time Pro Cup champion. Oh, and then Finley's taking a look at the 23.
Oh, Ed Finley got to
And
the apron there.
He spooked Slim. Slim saw him coming. Like, this is not going to be good. He gave him about as much as he could, about a car length there, and Ed thought better of it, which was a good idea. Still 52 laps. Well, I think it's time to go. Mama said knock you out.
Dan Irvine's still stuck in 8th place there behind the 9 of Ken Hansen. Trying to work his way back through the field.
The field's caught up with the draft there, and there is a little bit of a draft here.
Yeah, the draft will make the... It's not
A
a...
high-speed track.
Yeah, it's not... You run your fastest laps in a draft here. But as tires wear, there is a possibility to pull away from people.
These cars behind, they have to lift earlier, and the trick is what these guys want, especially Rick Johnson. I know he wants green flag, and to sit back there and kind of lift a little bit earlier and save his tires, and then hope he starts to see these guys push.
Yeah, you
as
have
they
to
get
lift
later
sooner. You do have to lift sooner back there, but you do also have to work a little harder to keep the car down. Because without the air on the nose, it doesn't turn in
You know,
quite as good.
exactly, yeah.
So you got to balance it, and there is nobody better at that balance than Rick Johnson. I always say, if you're at Dover and you pass Rick Johnson at the beginning of a run, you have made a mistake. If he's moving backwards, you should move backwards with him.
Contact between there's some Crown Royal mixed with some Coors there.
It's like everybody's still
That's
going
an
straight.
interesting drink.
Brown and Coors. Ooh, I don't know about that one, bud.
Ugh. Rick Castle got a little love tap in the rear there.
Will Farmer's looking
With the
all
beer
over the
can.
bumper of the 10 car. Will Farmer's still a lap down, but was looking to get himself around the 10 and unlap himself the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, Dan Irvine's in that at the tail end of that pack. That Buick looks good.
It looks good. He just can't seem to make a move on anybody back there. He might have just a little bit of right side damage, taking the maneuverability out of the car. You know, while Slim Jim's had enough of following Will Farmer, as Dennis Chambers has also gotten around the 35 of Matt Watkins.
He's all, Will, I'm going to pass you now.
Oh, Will, you've had a good run, son, but I got to go now.
Always the gentleman.
I mean, yeah, it's go time. You know, laps
And
are
Matt
winding
Watkins
down.
gets passed by Chambers here.
Yeah, Matt had to let it all hang out there and
That's how
try and
quick
get
your
that lap
tires can
back.
go off.
Yeah, in qualifying here, you can flat-foot it pretty much. But here in the race, you do not want to do that. Yeah, Will Farmer is falling further and further back too, as he also had probably used up a bit more than he wanted to, trying to get up there and get the lap back.
Well, they're going to have to stop again. Question is when. They're going to split that thing in half, and with about 30 to go, even that's, you know, I mean, there'll be significant tire wear. Or do you want to stay out and hope for a caution and get track position?
Well, every time I have to make that call, it's the wrong one.
Well, we saw that with Matt Watkins.
Yep. I tried that when we ran the trucks here at Dover earlier this season. Our race was 120 laps, so I tried to split it 40-40-40 on the runs, and both times I pitted, caught the caution. Dropped me a lap down.
Matt Watkins, the professional, he's won a lot of races, but he also understands the situation here, and he had his shot, and like a good sportsman, he gets back, and now he's going to just try to ride and get the best out of this. Leading the points, you know, he ain't tripping, you know. That's good racecraft right there.
Yeah, there's no reason to panic right now for him. He's got a comfortable point lead. He's done all he can to try and get back on the lead lap. Hasn't gone his way. Like you said, he got to know when to fold him, and he certainly does. And while this battle for the
Ed
lead looks
Finley
like it's about to
there
heat up,
with-
yeah.
He's all over the 23. He's got Junior in the side there. The first thing I'm going to do, Junior, when I get home is punch your mama right in the mouth. Want me to hold your hat, Daddy? And that car is frisky. And not the cat food either.
Yeah, Ed Finley is really feeling it tonight in that Pontiac.
Pontiac.
And apparently that's Indian for fast tonight.
Well, I always think about that if you watch the movie The Two Jakes, and he's driving, he's got the radio on, they're advertising back in the 40s, the brand new Pontiac.
Not familiar with that one.
Well, that's a classic, man. That's the sequel to Chinatown.
Oh, okay.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
Ed catches a little bit of apron there, but it seems to just help the car turn better off the exit.
The Jim Salad car of Dennis Chambers is showing what he can do again.
And that was my pick tonight, because picking Rick Johnson is just cheating.
Unity Raceway, it says on the back. I wonder what that means.
It's the racetrack near him in Vermont.
That's where he races, or?
I believe he follows. He's a fan of someone who races these cars there.
Well, I'm Jim Gately. From the couch to a chance to win this race, but he has got Ed Finley all over him.
Yeah, that fire chicken wants a bite of some jerky there. He is working on Slim Jim.
Step yourself into a Slim Jim. I'm getting real close here. They've separated from the field here.
Take a look on board with Ed Finley as he...
Rick Johnson just was not able to go in fourth place there. But
I think Rick Johnson's exactly where he wants to be.
well, that's what he do. But he needs to get to going here pretty soon.
I think he's saving the tires. I don't think he's... At the beginning of the race, we saw him... Oh, we got caution on the track. No, we don't. Why is the ticker showing a caution? It looks like RLM's...
Blimey.
RLM seems to have frozen on the caution flag. Sorry about that, folks. I got confused for a second there. Sometimes all that stuff, the lap counter you see up there, the caution light, and all the standings ticker, that comes from a web page that our race server provider provides, and it's supposed to update itself, but every once in a while it hangs, and so that's why we're under perpetual yellow, it seems, right now.
Rick Johnson.
Oh, Rick Johnson hitting pit road, so there's your answer. He's gonna split the difference.
Yeah, that's right around the split time with 30 to go.
Brings Dan Jones down with him. Dan Jones, yeah, that's what I would do. I'd say do what Rick Johnson does in this situation.
That's what I always did. Nothing else on the scanner.
Oh, Mama Gately points out it's been that way since the second caution with the light. That shows you how much I rely on it over here. Okay, yeah. So sometimes that happens.
Wow, boy, we got a gaggle, and if these guys are going to pit, they're all over each other. And Dover's one of the hardest places to pit in NASCAR.
Yeah, I was talking about that too on the lead-in. You're coming in
top
on...
7 are just all with lap cars all mixed in, and they're going to have to figure out when they're going to pit.
Yeah, you're coming into this pit
you
on...
need the signal coming right out of turn 4, the lap before you're going to pit. As soon as you get a straight line where you can type, give them plenty of time, and then hit it again before you hit pit road. I'm pitting.
This is one of the toughest ones. You're not kidding, because you...
Ed Finley gets around Slim Jim Gately. How about that?
He's on the move. But you're on concrete, worn tires, transitioning from concrete to asphalt.
No, just fantastic lap times. Hey, look, Finley for the lead.
He's looking
Pushes
like,
up
oh no!
Dan
Dan Jones gets into the leader.
That's going to bring out the caution. Oh, Dan. Oh, and hard contact with the 120. The crown roll all over the place. Oh, the 10's on fire. 10's on fire. Come on. Get out of that thing, son. He's going down the back straight. He's got to find him a fire extinguisher real quick. Down with fresh tires. Cold tires after pitting.
Yeah, the closing rate was just huge,
oh.
and he did not looked like he just did not expect that kind of closure on him.
And that 10 car is blowing chunks, and he's driving down low there. He's gonna probably retire that thing.
10 car. This is the self-cleaning track.
If you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have no luck at all. Horrible for Dennis Chambers there. Totally out of his control, and I'm sure Dan feels terrible. And that's the thing about Dover is there's a huge, and the thing was Dennis locked it down like you're supposed to. It's just that everybody was coming at full speed and probably, the banking here, when you see that left A post gets in your vision and you don't see, and Dennis Chambers is done.
He slowed down like real fast, and I think he was trying to make a pit from there.
Yeah, you were coming up on
Okay.
the fresh tires, and he was on roach tires. If he was trying to, dive down,
That
there, it
happens
was
all the time
bad
too at
timing.
Dover.
Just in my defense, just a little bit.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I'll take it because, I feel bad too.
Well, it looks like his
Yeah, he did.
pit message got stuck too.
Yeah,
It was up about 5 million times there as I look at it now. What the heck? Like after the fact, it's up there a bunch of times.
yeah.
Just recent. That was good.
Yeah, that
It
closure
was a-
rate is rough on fresh tires versus olds at this track.
Well, I don't know how many times I've seen that or done that with Dover because of the disparity in fresh tires and also guys that haven't pitted yet. So that's racing, folks. So what does that do? That put Ed Finley in the lead, but not sure what happened with the round of pit stops here. We'll have to see how this recycles. I mean, at this point, you got to go. They pitted already, right? Or
I think
Or
everybody,
they-
everybody should have pitted by now.
no,
once we
something
saw
happened there with the 80 because that was showing the 9 of the beer can. Ken Hansen in the lead here. Did he stay out? And with a ton of cars in front, man, what a gaggle. With all these cars mixed in here, going to make things very confusing. Okay, now he's back to 7th here. Let's see how this recycles.
I'm unable to fix the caution light there, unfortunately.
And it is Ed Finley back in front. Rick Johnson nails a heck of a pit stop. But he's showing P9 now.
Drivers, to your cars.
Well, as it sits, the leaderboard is Ed Finley with a little bit of cushion back to with the great Slim Jim Gately right behind him. Bill Farmer in P3 and Rick Bisconner, the biscuit eater, in 4th. And they go green again.
Yeah, Rick Johnson, remember, he was on pit
Come on,
road
Ed.
early. That's why he's down a lap. So that's why he's P9
Side
right now.
by side down the back straight. Ed's trying to get around on the outside of the 52. Could that be advised or
Oh,
unadvised?
catches
Eddie
some
scrapes
wall.
the wall, but he does get by.
That was not what Ed wanted to see. And caution back out. Will Farmer appears to be your lucky dog.
That was just a little scrape. He should be fine. And there's smoke all over the backstretch. Somebody went hard into the wall there. Yeah, that was a pretty good lick. Well, I better get another beer or two for the finish here. I'll be right back.
And I found the source of our caution here. It looks like it's back among this pack here. Gaggle of cars coming through 3 and 4. Ken Hansen, and little Oh man. Hard wreck for 108. He's smoking 27 of Dan Irvine, the 9 of Ken Hansen. Looked like Will Farmer got right through the middle of that. We'll ride on board Will Farmer, see what he saw. Alright, he may have got a little piece of the 27, but he's otherwise okay slipping through there.
Wow.
Yeah, so being as the 95 was not the cause of that caution, he should catch your lucky dog, be back on the lead lap. And we're going to restart this with probably about 25 to go.
Oh, boy, it's just unraveled for some of the top runners there.
108 Dog Palmer is still smoking out there.
Get out of there, dog. I'm okay, monster. Don't you worry about me.
Rick Johnson will hit pit road again. Yeah, see, Rick Johnson got bit by what we were talking about with the, you know, the risk you take with the short pit strategy. He's caught down laps, and he's probably going to run out of time to fix that. He's going to be multiple laps down because he's not even shown with the 1 lap down cars. Alright, I'm going to step aside for a minute and I'll be right back. Hand it back over to Milty here.
What's going through the mind of Ed Finley? Chance to, I believe, get his first Winston Cup win. Long way to go yet. Well, I mean, he's, driving fast and taking chances, that's for sure. And why not? Not worried about points. Trying to get a Friday win. I mean, they're hard to come by. Well, Scooby-Doo was eating a hamburger, but he had to put that down here. And your running order: Ed Finley in first place, second place, Jim Gately, third, Bill Farmer, fourth, Rick Bisconner, and fifth, Ryan Johnson, sixth, Rick Castle, seventh, Will Farmer, eighth, Ken Hansen. That beer can's got to be damaged. 9, John the Dog Palmer, and then you have your lap down cars. 9 cars on the lead lap, probably soon to be 8. 4 retirements. Dennis Chambers, done. 007, back in the Q garage. Chet Barkin retired, and Sam Young.
Alright, so your leaders chose to stay out there. You got Ed Finley still up front leading them back, with whatever damage has been done to the right side of that car. Green flag back in the air. John Palmer is still on the track, drives to the bottom.
He's still got to shout in the top 10 if that thing's running. And Finley right up against the wall. Slim Jim Gately. I mean, you got that guy behind you, and from experience, I can tell you it's a very scary thought. You don't know what he's packing, what he's been saving, waiting. He's got some seeds up in there.
Brad Otto
Or,
catches
yeah, sitting
whole
on
lot
a
of
sack
wall.
of seeds.
Oh, we got a wreck at the back of the field here. And we're under caution again.
This is what Ed Finley wants to see. Fine, I'll go one lap and then drive around under caution. That doesn't give Slim a chance. Get good restarts. Keep your car in front. He's got to be shaking right now. I know this feeling.
And you'll see this started off a turn 2 here on the restart. The 53, the 27, 95 all come off 3 wide. And it looks like maybe a shot to the back of the 27 from the 52, and well, we'll take it from there.
These guys are all trying to get somewhere, and they're all mixed up in 2 laps down, 3 laps down, fighting, and
And you see, it's really the 53 of T.G. Reese that
gets
takes
the
short
apron
end of that
there.
one.
Okay, I'm a little behind here. Let me. Barrett notes 6th caution. Oh, there was the 27 into the 95, and T.G. Reese gets. Man, there's skulls all over the inside of that thing.
Oh,
Bing.
that's gross.
Oh man, you have no idea. Yeah. Ding. PG, longtime veteran, known him for many, many years. Great guy. Just loves to get out there and compete and have fun. But he was looking, at a decent finish there, but gonna hurt that. The Air Force. Smokey and the Bandit, Pontiac. We've seen him qualify well, have good runs. But this is his shot right here. Got a hungry wolf pack behind him here. Slim knows the significance of what it would be like for Ed to win. And Slim's always the clean driver. He's not going to put a bumper on him on purpose, but he's definitely going to put a lot of pressure on him. It's racing. And, what does the veteran have in his bag of tricks here? Has he shown him everything yet? He knows this is probably this is going to be your last restart, so you got to get a good restart and hope you can put the pressure on Ed and see if he can make a mistake. Bill Farmer's going to want both of those guys to make a mistake, and he comes through the cloud of smoke and does an AJ Foyt and wins this thing.
Not really, because Bill's listed. Oh, well, okay, a bunch of cars in front of him must have pitted, because he was listed in 7th, currently on the ticker. Oh, I see the whole thing is stuck. Okay, so disregard the standings up top entirely.
You got Bill Farmer in 3rd and Rick Pisconer, Biscuit Eater, and Ryan Johnson.
There you go, Bill Farmer is in 3rd. So yeah, it's not just the caution light that froze up, but the standings altogether.
And the Scooby-Doo Ben is off. Oh
Mr.
boy.
Machine.
A mystery machine. Let's go. Come on in. Here we go. Slim this time. All over the back of the 80.
9 to go. It's go
Not
time.
a really good start for Finley, but thing about Dover is you really don't have to defend. You just got to make sure you don't overdrive. If you got the lap times, you can keep them behind you. They can't drive down under you and you know, do a miracle pass, because these guys are at the speed of light here.
Not quite that fast.
Finley's got the pedal to the metal and let it roar. Maybe you got Frog in the passenger seat there with a little wedding dress on. Hold on a minute. I got to take care of something here. I'm going to win this race. Really, they smoked the other cars. Third and fourth place really didn't get going there. And Bisconner up to third place. How about that?
Looking at his roof right now with as we get close to 5 to go here. Next time by.
Great pass by the 109.
Car to the inside, front stretch. Caution is out. And this could do it.
Come on, Ed, get it back. Get it back, buddy. Come on. Ed Finley crosses the line. This might be it.
This is it. With 3 to go at the line. And car is a lap down.
Are you kidding me?
Meanwhile, the source of our caution here is back at the tail of the lead lap, or top of the lap down cars, however you want to look at it. 95, 52, and 127 all together, and they just get hooked. Coming off 4, and hard impact for the 95. Oh, it gets hit again by the 101.
Oh, that's like
Late
two
shot
big
there.
old licks the young fellas got tonight.
He goes on the spin cycle there for a bit, too. And I think...
Ed Finley's pit. Oh boy. Ed Finley's pit crew. And then he gets another big old lick. Nowhere for Tower to go there.
Yeah, self-cleaning track, they call it, and so even wrecks on the straightaways, they tend to drain to the bottom.
The crew of the 80 car just getting ready to jump for joy here. But they don't want to do anything.
Want to see is the
until
lights to
this
stay
thing-
on. Lights are on!
Still got to make it one more lap, but should be good on fuel.
There's 2 more to go. This is lap 159.
2 more laps, yep.
There's still a possibility of a 1-lap shootout, but I don't think so.
Well, your internet connection has to stay on. And your car, we've seen them blow up under caution.
Don't say stuff like
these
that.
races, well, because it happens. That's why you don't. I'm
Don't
not
jinx
counting
it.
it. I'm
Don't
not
jinx.
counting it until he crosses that line.
Oh, absolutely. I've lost in that way myself.
One time I was about to win a race. Well, I did win it, but I was so excited I pounded on the steering wheel, and the car went into reverse, and I crossed the line backwards, looking at the car that was racing for second, and I thought he passed me, and I couldn't believe it. I just lost the race, but I beat him by a rear instead of a nose.
And there we go. White flag in the air. Sam Young sneaking into the booth. We got ourselves a first-time Winston Cup winner tonight, don't we, bud?
Nobody could be happier than me, and I'm sure he's very happy. I'm sure he's far happier than I can be. I'm thrilled for this guy. He's amazing. Awesome race.
I bet
awesome
he's hearing every cylinder detonate in that car right now, listening
He's
for that
not there
engine
yet.
to hold.
He's not there yet.
He's close. Hopefully, he
He's
gets across that
counting.
line.
He's counting the cycles of the engine as it runs.
Good for him. Well deserved. A great admin, a long-time runner here at FSB. First Winston Cup win ever, and also first broadcast win, I'm sure. So just phenomenal.
Well, this late in his career, after years of racing, to get the longevity, we've seen him fast in qualifying. We haven't seen him be able to finish the deal, and for him to run and he just beat Slim Jim Gately.
A flawless race, and he beat the best. How do you can't do it any better than that?
And he
Wow.
crosses the line. Ed Philly is your
Awesome.
winner.
There you go. Of course, if you look at the box score, it's going to look like an uneventful day for Ed Finley.
You cannot,
Because he started on the
look at all
pole.
these guys want to bang on him because
Look at
they
that.
know this is the class act guy who always has a great attitude and has never won a race on Friday nights for sure. And
He's won a few races, I think, in super speedway. I have never seen him or known to him to win a race this outright like this. This is
on a
great.
Friday night broadcast, burn them up, buddy. Smoke them if you got them. Bam that thing into
Yeah,
the wall.
knock the spoiler off. You don't need that thing anymore, Ed.
Do it. That car's going in the Ed Finley Museum right now. Kill it.
You see Webb and
All the
Matkins
guys
messing around on
banging
pit
on
road.
him. Well, you know, back in the monsoon days, the early monsoon days, you know, Steve used to sweep the shop, you know, but
Oh, he's going to
Now-
yell at you for that.
no, but now they got Matt sweeping the shop because he's the new guy again. So
Well, there you have it.
How
There's your final
bad.
running order, which I'll bring up
Oh my
on
gosh.
laptop here, thanks to the crashed ticker. But yeah, Ed Finley, your winner. Average speed of 106 miles per hour. Slim Jim Gately, the professor, comes back to Friday night, brings it home second. Solid run for the Slim Jim machine. 109 Rick Bisconner, very quiet run up to a podium finish.
yeah, well, he quietly made a great pass there, which I missed that. I'm not sure what happened to third and fourth there.
Yeah, Bill Farmer comes home fourth. Ryan Johnson, your series admin, fifth. Rick Johnson bounces back from all of his problems. Keep it in the top 10, finishes sixth.
Yeah,
Ken Hansen,
good
seventh.
run.
The 124, Rick Castle. Steve Weber and Will Farmer in the 95, rounding out your top 10. And like you said, John the Dog Palmer managed to keep that 108 wounded AMC
I told you I'd finish
on the
monster.
lead lap. You got it. All right. Milty, I'm going to have you go gather up our probably jubilant top three there, and we'll get this post-race show on the road. Yeah, man, we're joined already by Slim Jim Gately, I see.
Yes, sir.
Slim, good to have you back, buddy. You gave it a solid run tonight.
Yep, good to be back, man. God, how about Ed, man? Is that not cool?
That is cool. We love first-time winners. This is the second time, at least this year, we've gotten to do it. And his longtime teammate and friend Brad Otto pulled the win off at Talladega over the summer, and that was a very popular win. This should be quite a party too.
I'm gonna tell you, the dude, he drove like a stud tonight. Man, that's all I can say. He drove a great race. Earned it.
And there we have the generic rock music and the win screen popping up there. Ed Finley ekes out a win at Dover, and that doesn't begin to cover it. Yippee-ki-yay. Did Biscuit dart on us again? All right, well, let's start with Slim Jim here, your second place finisher, and our setup guru, who created this fantastic setup, by the way. I know you made some changes from last season, and it felt great on Tuesday night. It looked like it raced great tonight. And tell us about your run, man, and what more did you need? Do you think you just needed more green flag laps, or just a little more luck there to get around Ed?
Well, first of all, I didn't make any changes to this setup. I just changed the name, so it's exactly like it was last season.
Really, it felt like a dump truck in comparison when we loaded in.
I'm not sure what happened there, but no, I just renamed it. But look, man, I just want to talk about Ed. I'm so happy for Ed.
Who?
When I was running behind Ed, I told Ryan, I said, man, I'm pulling for him. I'm hoping he doesn't mess up. But I said, if he does, I got to take him.
That's he caught the wall once.
That's what I was saying on the broadcast, exactly, because I knew damn well that you were saying this is something that, as a fan of Ed, what a great guy he is, and how many years he's been here, all the work he does, painting cars and everything for everybody, and always a great attitude, running where he run. And for him to put this together, I'm sure I was thinking the same thing. You were just like kind of mixed feelings.
Well, I saw he smacked the wall once, and you were probably hoping for a longer run to try and take advantage of that. But that was not in the cards there.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw him go high a couple times going into one. I didn't know if that was by design or if he just kind of overdrove. Ed, you'll have to let me know on that one.
No, that was definitely a little too much adrenaline and overdrove and went a little high. And thank God the fire chicken didn't fall apart.
Well, that's what I was trying to take advantage of it, but I just couldn't get to you.
Well, it's tough sometimes when you're down low. You can't get the throttle down. It's actually kind of hard to pass on the bottom here at Dover sometimes. And I thought maybe he was just trying to make you have to work for it down there instead of get the run on the outside and pin him down. Well, strong run, Slim. Thanks for all you do with the setups, and good to have you back. And I think that's it, right? We don't have anybody. Oh,
wait a minute.
Wait a minute. We got a first-time winner here.
We got
Ed Finley.
We got Francis Dittman.
That fire chicken's gonna.
People, just throwing out congratulations all over YouTube. So okay, I'll shut up now.
Yeah, that fire chicken's going in the museum, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Congratulations, Ed. That was a hell of a race. I mean, you didn't have to do much though, right? Because you started on the pole and you won, right? You didn't have to pass anybody all night, right?
Oh no.
Nah, it's just
especially after I won a lap down on that.
Just out for cruise, right? that was an up and down night. You had to earn that one, buddy. Great job. Tell us about your ups and downs and how your night went for you. Besides the obvious.
I mean, I'll give a big tip of the hat to my crew chief who dialed this fried chicken in. I mean, this thing hasn't run better all year. And everybody put it all together, and the stars aligned, and everything worked good tonight, and this thing just stuck like I couldn't believe.
Well, your car control was excellent, and we've seen you be quick on the short run, but in the long run there, you were just making passes and dogging people and dogging great drivers. It was just fantastic. I mean, can you replicate that in the future? You find something with your steering wheel or something, because that thing was on a line, dude.
I don't know. Every now and then it does this to me, and usually on weird tracks, but normally it doesn't do this. I do got to give a big shout out to the 109 on that class move on that last restart when he let the 95 by to get his lap back. That was nice.
Yeah, there was a lot of give and take going on all around the track as lots of real fast cars got trapped a lap down doing different pit strategies, and the caution came out right in the middle of it. That's always the danger here at Dover. If you got green flag runs, what were you going for, Ed? Were you going to try and short pit it, or were you going to run it dry and look for the cautions?
No, in this place, I'm running this thing dry, praying for a caution. I know sooner or later it's going to come out, and actually Bill and Will both asked me, what do you think about short pitting? I'm like, at Dover? No.
Well, I know I'm always wrong. Whenever I have to make the decision, I'm wrong. I think, okay, this looks green, I make the short pit, caution comes out. I think, all right, we're having a wreck fest, I'm running this thing dry. We never catch the caution, and I end up losing like 5 seconds because I killed the tires.
Yep.
You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But man, all the chips fell, all the cards, whatever you want to, the idiom is there. And congrats! I know that first Friday night win feeling, you're gonna remember this one a long time. Pleasure to be able to preserve this one for you for posterity.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And I'm hoping this carries over to the 29th for the Black Friday 300.
Heck yeah! Come on out, guys, for Black Friday. We're gonna run is it 1969 or 1970 cars, Ed?
GN69 STs.
Yeah, GN69. Gorgeous
at Atlanta
cars.
97, fast track.
Gorgeous cars, fast track. I love Atlanta 97. I'm not sure if I'm going to be back in time to run that one, but good luck with that. Thanks for all you do. Congratulations again, Ed, and of course, thank you as well, Slim. Great runs tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Great setup, Slim.
George
Love it.
is
Love
very
Dover.
proud,
Love this set.
as usual.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, Brad Otto throwing up the congrats. Got Francis Dittman in there. Yoshi Link
Hi,
popping
Mom.
off fireworks for you. We love first-time winners. We don't get to do that often enough, so that's great. It's gonna be a party at the Outsiders team headquarters tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks as always, my partner Milt Minter Jr.
Big party on
coming
the
in.
Jersey Shore tonight.
You betcha.
Coming in late to help me out here, bud. Always appreciate that. And of course, Bill Farmer and Farmer Brothers Contract and putting up the hardware that we're chasing. We got the points up on the screen. I think that's updated. Maybe refresh it one more time. See if that must be the updated points there. Matt Watkins still 21 up on Rick Bisconner, who had a strong run to third place there to take second over from Dennis Chambers tonight. So we still got a legit point battle with 3 races left to go here.
I'm not in that point battle.
I'm afraid when you don't show up for several weeks, it has negative effects on your point standing.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, but he came from
You and I both voted against that, so
he came from the fishing pole to the racetrack and instantly almost won the dang thing.
I tried.
As always, thanks to Series admin Ryan Johnson, our league promoter Sam Young, and thanks all of you for joining us out there on the YouTube chat and broadcast for FSB Racing Live. I'm Shawn Reap. Good night, everybody.
Wins!
And Ed Fenley wins.
Yeah, yeah.
Good night.